Order of operations, vital topic. You should have been introduced to this in 7th grade. What order of operations is there's a certain order we conduct our signs, our operations in a mathematical expression or equation to get the correct answer. If you do not do these in the correct order, you can end up actually at the wrong answer. And so, a way to remember this, I remember an acronym or a saying of, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Or some people remember this as PEMDAS by taking the first letter of each word. How this works out is we start with parentheses. Second thing we go to is exponents. Exponents. Then we go to multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction from left to right. So, if I were wanting to simplify the following equation or expression, if we had 15 minus 3 times 4 plus 2. Well, no parentheses, no exponents, multiplication from left to right. Here's a multiply. Negative 3 times 4 becomes negative 12. The rest stays the same. Then I do addition. Well, negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. Then lastly, I do the subtraction of 15 minus 10 gives me 5. Do another example. Negative 5 squared plus 10 divided by 5 minus 3 minus 7. Well, parentheses, 3 minus 7 becomes negative 4. The rest stays the same. Exponents, negative 5 squared. Well, the negative's not inside of parentheses with this exponent, so we get negative 5 times 5 is 25, and the negative stays out front. Plus 10 divided by 5 minus negative 4. So because this is an absolute value, this actually becomes positive 4 here. But this negative is not the same thing as minus and negative. This will become positive because it's in an absolute value. So we're going to do multiplication from left to right, none. Division from left to right, so we have a division here. So I get negative 25 plus, well, 10 divided by 5 is 2, minus, absolute value of negative 4 becomes positive 4. So this negatives from that, this becomes a positive 4. Subtraction next, so I get negative 25 minus 2, because 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Negative 25 minus 2, negative 27. Get a little more complex. So if we say 1/3 times 6 plus 4 divided by 2 minus 4, parentheses first, and inside parentheses you're going to do the order of multiplication, division, addition, subtraction in that order. So multiplication none, division yes. So I have 1/3 times 6 stays the same, 4 divided by 2 is 2. 1/3 times 6. 2 minus 4 is negative 2, so we're done with our parentheses. Now exponents, no exponents, so we're done there. Multiplication, 1/3 times 6. We can think about it as 6 over 1. So 1 times 6 is 6, over 3 times 1 is 3. 6 over 3 is 2, minus this 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So this whole thing becomes 0. Let's try one more. This one's going to be pretty intense. We can do it. Square root of 36 minus 4 times, plus 3 squared over negative 2 squared minus 8 plus 3 plus 13. So the way this one works is that we start with parentheses first. So, do we have any parentheses? No, so that one's good. Square root of 36 is kind of classification with powers. And we'll get into more why it's an exponent. But square root of 36, 6 and 6 make 36. So, square root of it is 6. Minus 4 stays the same, plus 3 squared is 9. Negative 2 squared, well 2 squared is 4, and the negative's not inside of parentheses, so it's out front, so it stays out front. The rest of this stays the same. So then we say, well, we want to get a top number on the top and a bottom number on the bottom as one number, and then we'll do the divide. So, 6 minus 4 is 2, plus 9 on the top. Negative 4 minus 8 is negative 12, plus 3 plus 13. 2 plus 9, 11. Negative 12 plus 3, negative 9. And we get 11 over 4 as our final answer. So we just need to remember there is an order to operations.